The terminal at Dallas-Fort Worth buzzed with the hum of early morning travelers. Business suits, families with toddlers, college students dragging overstuffed backpacks. Among them was Malik Turner, a 16-year-old high school junior, traveling alone for the first time. He wasn't dressed like most teens. His mom, Dr. Renee Turner, had made sure of that. A clean white shirt, press slacks, and a small leather carry-on. First impressions, she told him, matter more than you think. Malik was heading to Washington, D.C., for a youth leadership summit. One he'd earned a scholarship for after months of late nights and hard work. But what started as a hopeful day would soon become the story everyone on that plane would talk about for months. Gate 23 was crowded when Malik arrived. His boarding pass read first class, courtesy of his mother, not for comfort, but as a quiet reward. She'd told him, "You've worked hard. You deserve to sit where your future belongs." When the boarding call came, Malik approached the counter confidently. The gate agent scanned his ticket, paused, and looked him over. "First class?" she said, her tone uncertain. Malik nodded. "Yes, ma'am." A polite smile flickered across his face. He was used to this kind of moment, the pause, the question mark. But he stayed calm. The agent waved him through. On board, the cabin gleamed, silver trim, spotless white seats. Malik slid into 2A and put his backpack beneath the seat. He was nervous but proud. That nervousness would soon turn into something else entirely. A flight attendant, tall, sharp uniform, practiced smile, approached. Her name tag read Henderson. "Excuse me," she said tightly, looking at his ticket again. "Are you sure you're in the right seat?" "Yes," Malik replied, showing the boarding pass. 2A. She frowned, then forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "We've had people mix these up before," she said. "Economy's just down the aisle." Several passengers turned to look. Malik felt the sting of attention, whispers, glances. He said quietly, "This is my seat." Her tone hardened. "Sir, this is first class. Maybe there's been a mistake." The older man across the aisle, a businessman with silver hair, shifted uncomfortably. "He's fine," the man said. He showed his ticket. The attendant blinked, then leaned down, her voice cold. "I'll verify this with the captain." And with that, she walked away. Malik sat still. Every second felt longer than the last. He pulled out his phone, texting his mom. "Boarded okay. A bit of confusion, but all good. Love you." But things were not all good. When the attendant returned, she had backup. Another crew member. "Sir," she said, "please step aside while we sort this out." Malik stood, heart pounding. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," she said curtly. "Just standard procedure." The businessman across the aisle, his name was Mr. Lattimore, spoke again. "He's fine. He's been sitting quietly." The attendant ignored him. Malik stood in the narrow aisle, feeling every pair of eyes on him. Then came the voice that changed everything. From 1A, a calm, commanding tone. "Is there a problem here?" Every head turned. A woman, early 50s, elegant in a gray suit, looked up from her laptop. Her ID badge, clipped to her briefcase, read, "Renee Turner, Ph.D., FAA Civil Rights Division." The color drained from the attendant's face. Malik froze. "Mom." Dr. Turner's eyes met his. "What's going on here?" For a moment, the cabin was silent. The flight attendant tried to recover. "Oh, no, ma'am. I was just verifying." Dr. Turner stood, closing her laptop. "Verifying what?" "My son's right to sit where he paid to sit." Passengers murmured. Phones quietly lifted, recording. I didn't mean anything by it," Henderson stammered. "It's just unusual to see." "To see what?" Dr. Turner interrupted, her voice steady, cutting through the hum of the air conditioning. The captain stepped out of the cockpit, alerted by the commotion. "Is there an issue?" Dr. Turner held up her FAA badge. "Yes, there is. I'm Dr. Renee Turner, Civil Rights Division. And this young man, my son, was just publicly singled out and humiliated before takeoff." Gasps rippled through the cabin. The captain's expression changed instantly. "Ma'am, Dr. Turner, please accept my apologies. I wasn't aware. I'm sure you weren't, she replied. But your crew was... The attendant's face turned pale. I didn't mean... You did, Dr. Turner said calmly. And meaning or not, intention doesn't erase impact. The pilot tried to ease attention. Dr. Turner, perhaps we can discuss. No, she said. We're not taking off until this is documented. I'll be filing a formal report. At that, the cabin doors remained open. The flight, scheduled to depart in 4 minutes, halted. People began murmuring, whispering to one another. The businessman in 2B turned to Malik. Your mother's something else, he said with a grin. Malik exhaled, still shaken. Yeah, she's always been like that. A gate supervisor boarded, then another flight attendant, then an airline representative. Dr. Turner remained composed through it all. This isn't about embarrassment, she said to the gathered crew. It's about accountability. My son deserves the same respect as anyone else in this cabin. The airline rep nodded nervously. Of course. We sincerely apologize. Passengers applauded, quietly at first, then louder. One woman said aloud, about time someone said it. Another man muttered, unbelievable that this still happens. The original attendant, Ms. Henderson, whispered a shaky apology to Malik. I'm sorry. I really am. He nodded, his voice soft. I just wanted to fly. The flight never took off that morning. The crew was replaced. The captain was instructed to deplane until FAA oversight could clear the incident. The passengers, though inconvenienced, stayed surprisingly calm. When the announcement came that the flight would be rescheduled, no one complained. Most just looked toward Malik and Dr. Turner as they left the cabin. Some with tears, others with applause. A woman stopped Dr. Turner near the gate and said, I have a son, too. Thank you for standing up for him and for all of us. Dr. Turner smiled gently. That's what mothers do. 3 days later, a short video clip from that flight went viral. The headline read, FAA official confronts airline over son's mistreatment. Flight grounded. Millions watched. Thousands commented. One comment stood out. This wasn't just a flight delay. It was a wake-up call. Within a week, the airline issued a public apology and new crew training guidelines. Malik received a handwritten note from the CEO himself. It said, no one should ever feel unwelcome for simply taking their seat. And on his flight to D.C., 2 days later, Malik sat once again in seat 2A. This time, every flight attendant greeted him by name. Before takeoff, the captain's voice came over the intercom. To our passengers, thank you for flying with us. Today's flight reminds us all that respect and dignity are never optional. Malik smiled, looking out at the morning sky. Some flights, he thought, never take off for a reason. Some are meant to ground something deeper, to make the world pause, reflect, and change. Injustice can happen in a moment. Courage begins when someone refuses to let that moment pass unchallenged. This story isn't about anger. It's about awakening. Because sometimes the most powerful takeoff begins when a plane never leaves the ground.